Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Craft Spot. I'm Connie Douglas from Great Stamping with Connie, and I'm coming to you today from my craft studio in Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada. It looks a little gray or white out the back there, out the window. It is gray, it is cloudy, but it's not doing anything yet. They are calling for a very large snowstorm, lots of snow, possibly some freezing rain and stuff, but nothing has started yet. I think it's supposed to start in about the next hour or so, according to what all those people in the know and have told us. So we'll see. Hopefully everybody is home and safe and inside and warm and watching Craft Spot. So I call this my crafting adventure, and it might be a little bit of that today. I have done a little bit of work in advance, but you know me. I like to just give it a go and kind of wing it and all that. So, let's create and craft and explore whatever together, shall we? Okay. Oh, you know what? I should look and see if I have it handy because I did suggest to you that I would share some more things from our girls' getaway weekend. It was an awesome time. I know I have talked about it before. I have my big cut and emboss machine down here, and I have kicked it. I don't know how many times because it's not usually down here, but for what I'm doing, I might need it. So uh, I don't know how many times whoops, because it's not usually down here. Okay, so uh, I think that's a funny connection. Oh gosh, now I don't know how to get out of here. We'll try this. We'll try this. Uh, okay. I'm not really sure exactly what I have going on. Now have two tablets because I'm not sure whether my old tablet is really, keeping up with the times. But anyway, let me see what I have back here that I can see and find and grab and share. Oh, my. Hmm. There's a few things missing. I thought I had them all out here, but perhaps not. Hmm. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I put them is kind of the bottom line. There's one more over here though I can share. And then I'll have to see. So my good friend Lee, who is also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and has been coming to my Girls Getaway weekends, suggested a while ago, about a year ago, I guess, that she wanted to make one of the gifts for me. And I said, "Oh, that's awesome." And so she shared her idea with me and stuff. And then she said, "I can do it for the fall retreat." And I said, "Oh, I would love that. But I'll tell you what, I get ready for the fall retreat over the summer months when I have some time. And my winter retreat is usually crazy busy because it's also during ski season when I'm teaching." So she said, "Oh, no problem. Let me do it for the February retreat." So she did. And it was awesome. And I will share that with you when I can find it. Shall we go down here and then I can show you some of these things? Hopefully my cats are going to behave. Oscar was all over the place. He wouldn't stay away. He sat like right here. I don't know how many times. And I'd put him down and he would jump back. And I'd put him down and he would jump back. And he was driving me nuts, as he does sometimes. But anyway, okay, so on to the two gifts that I did find. So here is the first one, because every gal needs a new handbag from time to time, right? So this is a little purse. And when you open up your purse, inside, we have a lip balm. And then you can just close your purse and be on your way. Do, 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 do. So that was one of the gifts that I made for everyone. And everybody thought they were very cute. I really like this. I've been making these for a number of years. I sell them at craft sales. And it was just the perfect little gift to share with everybody, all of the attendees. I did, so here's an ad for, buying quality, I guess. I got these stick-on Velcro tabs at the dollar store. Weren't really worth the dollar I paid for them. I think I actually paid a little more than $1 because nothing at the dollar store is $1 anymore. But whatever I paid for it, it was not good value because the Velcro is not really very Velcro. And then this is the other one. This is the Terrific Toadstools bundle, and it is so stinking cute. I had to use it. We used it for one of our make and takes that I showed you the other day, and then I had to use it for this. And this, of course, is the ornament for the girls get, oops, a little bit of stuff on there, for the girls getaway weekend. So every retreat, I make a little hanging ornament of some description. And on the back, I always label what it was and when it was. So everybody has that as a keepsake. But the toadstools were a big hit at the retreat. So that was the ornament for this year. Okay, so that is what I have to share with you. One of the things that people asked for in the survey came from one of the cards. My idea for today came from one of the cards. And I showed you this card the other day. There was two of them. Are they still here? There's one. Here they are. Okay, so these two cards, you may recall that I shared with you on Monday afternoon when I finally got things going. I think it was an internet situation, actually. But anyway, I got on today. First try. Thank you very much. So the white that you see on these cards was a die cut. And I used sponge daubers to add color to the piece that is now missing. So you can see on this one, I would have done purple flowers and green leaves. And here I used a few different colors for the flowers. And then I lifted it off of this paper and we had the negative left there. So a couple people were looking at this and making cards with these and commented on this and said they would like to do some things with masks. So we may do something with masks at the next retreat. Because I always like to do what people ask for. This is their weekend, and I like to share what they like. So this one we did some heat embossing because everybody asked for that, and it's been suggested that we could do more heat embossing again another time because everybody really enjoyed it. But what I thought I would do today is play with a mask, but different masks than one I created with a die. You can create your own masks with dies, but I had pulled out this stamp set looking for a sentiment for my for tomorrow night, and I'm gonna sneak peek. I'm gonna use this sentiment on my card tomorrow night. It's not really a sneak anything, but that's the one I'm going to use. And so I saw this Layers of Beauty, and I thought, hey, wait a minute. There's masks that go with this bundle. So I pulled out the Layers of Beauty masks, and you probably won't see a whole lot with this at this point, but these are the masks. And as I sort of flip through them, I'm just putting them back into numerical order here. They are all numbered, and they create beautiful things. So I thought that we would play with these. So I did one with the blending brushes, but I thought we would try sponge daubers for this one, just to change it up a little bit, just to try something different. Okay, now you can actually, maybe I will just throw a little bit of tape onto all of this. So I'm going to tape this down onto my glass mat right about here, I think. Oh, I just grabbed some washi tape that I really don't want to be using, do I? It's supposed to mark my blocks, but the roll is almost empty. Whoops, that didn't go well. Okay, let's just goes across here. See if we can grab another piece here. Oh, just stick that across there. There we go. So that should hold that in place. And then I'm going to come in with my mask. Now you can, there's little notches. I suppose if I put this notch right, ooh, right here, I could mark it with a pen. Actually, really mark it with a marker. Right there. And then we'll see. You don't really need to do this. It is, I think, anyway, I think it's quite easy to line everything up. Hi, Barbara. Yes, you loved the embossing. Yes, it's always popular. It's such a fun wow. It's just like, whoa, look what happens. It's transforming in front of my very eyes and does all those great things. So I'm coming in, this is Highland Heather, and I'm just dabbing it on here. So we're going to do a little bit of a compare here, sponge dauber versus blending brush. They both work, but they will have a little different look, especially if these darker daub marks stay visible, and some of them are going to transform a little bit when we put some of the other layers on. So you may or may not see them in the end. This is a little bit of one of those techniques where you don't know exactly what you're going to get until the final reveal. You have an idea because you can see where the masks are and what they're doing and where you're daubing and stuff. And of course, you have to pick up each layer so you get a chance to look at it then. But it is a little bit interesting how it all sort of comes together. Okay, so just for fun, I am going to stop there. Suppose in theory we could always come back and redo. So here's why I did the blending brushes in advance. You do get ink on your masks. It just rinses off with water, but I knew I would have to rinse it off before I did the next one with the daubers. So that's why I wanted to get the first one done before I actually went live. So, hey, I'm going to take the second mask and put it over top. Now I do have a mark here, but you can very easily see where that goes to line everything up. Oh, hello. You know what? We don't really need your assistance, sir. That's Felix. Stopping in for, whatever. Okay, gorgeous grape. Same thing, just using my sponge dauber and adding this all over here. Lots of pouncing, sir. If you've if you've got lots of frustrations, you can just pounce it all up. Oh yeah. Yeah. Hello, Barbara. Felix has stopped in to say hello to you. Yes. They're funny. I had card club this morning, and as it turns out, there was a new lady here, and she comes in and she said, "Oh, could I, bother you for a glass of water? I forgot my water bottle, and I just need to take my pill." And I'm thinking, "Oh, okay, take your medicine." Turns out her medicine was an allergy pill because she's allergic to cats, and the friends that she came with didn't actually know that she was allergic to cats, so they had not thought to mention to her that I had cats. So anyway, she seemed she didn't the cats weren't down here and she didn't seem overly uh bothered, um which was good. Same dauber or a new one. So here's what I have. I would say you probably a new one is best, okay? Because you can't get all the ink out. You could wash them, then you have to let them dry. They're not overly expensive. So what I've done, as you can see here, I have labeled this. Can you see that? Whoops, I need to do this. Whoop, this way. There we go. Blackberry, ooh, just my bliss. Okay, so I've put the name of the color on each of these, and then I just have one color, and I have them in that case, and they just sit there. Now, depending on what you're doing and depending on your preference, you can mix the colors, but it will blend. So if I had something lighter on here, it would impact it at first, and then the Blackberry Bliss would take over. But then if I want to go back and do Highland Heather again, if I have used, okay, so there's a dot, oh, there we go. A little bit tougher to get into some of these small areas with a dauber than it was with the blending brush. So that's something interesting to note. Yeah, so if you then want to go back to Highland Heather, which is lighter, you've got a lot of dark ink in here. So I would suggest you may want to use different daubers, but if you just, let me just bring in, same way you sort of clean off your blending brushes, whoops, you can just, you can do this, and this is going to get an awful lot of the ink off of that if I continued that until it got very, very light. And then it wouldn't be as much ink mixing. I just don't bother to do it because I have one for every color. So I just got something in my ink pad. There we go. A little bit of something. Where's a piece of paper towel? Thank you. So anyway, the cats did not show up all morning, so I guess they're making up for it now and hanging out. Okay, so that's our flowers. It clearly needs a little something more, but that's okay. We have more. We have some greenery that we are going to add to this. This is old olive now. That old olive ink pad is very juicy. I should have remembered that from my blending brush just moments ago. It started pretty intense and dark. So, of course, if you're using the daubers or the blending brushes, if you want to have it very light, you can do that. You just start with less ink on your dauber or your blending brush, and very light touch. So I'm pounding here. If I were to just lightly tap, I don't know whether you can see, probably not on camera, but if I just gently tap, it doesn't come out nearly as intense. Okay, there we go. And one more, the last one, a little accent stuff for the leaves and the greenery. Go. And I'm going to do these in Mossy Meadow. So generally you want to work from lighter to darker in your color families. And that way you don't get ink bleed on your card. It sort of looks like you're going right over everything you had, but you will see in a moment. that it's not, it is just accents. So there we go. There are all of the colors on that. Now, let me just, we'll pick this up. The washi, I guess, actually I could probably use the washi tape on my die for cutting this out. Okay, so let me just hold this piece up. See if I can get it off. I didn't unstick this, so it's pretty sticky on there, but that's okay. All right, now I have to bring in the big boy cut and emboss because this is a pretty big die, so I'm going to really mess up the view for a moment. And where did the die go? It's in here. So this, there is the die. So it's quite large. It's going to cut out that whole image. And this is too wide for the mini cut and emboss. So I had to pull out the big guns for today, which I don't usually do on a live, but I wanted to do this mask thing, and it was what it was. So it all kind of fell into this place, shall we say. Whoops. And the reason I don't use the big one on lives is because there's too much stuff on my table. It has a designated spot over in the craft area where it lives, but it does not on this desk. Okay, not sure whether I need the washi tape on there, but it's on there. Okay, here we go. It is kind of neat, and I really like this image when it is cut out. I thought about just doing it on the paper, but it looks okay. And move that out of the way. And here we'll get the big reveal. Oh, that's very sticky. I hope I don't have too much on my paper, and I hope it's okay. Gently, there we go. And this one, gently. Just come at it from this. There we go. Okay, so the washi tape did not destroy anything. Take that out of there. Normally, if you're going to use washi tape to hold a die down on your finished piece, you want to just put it onto your skin a little bit, because the oils will make it just a little bit less sticky, so it doesn't destroy your paper. And that one didn't, and usually it doesn't, but it can be very sticky, and you have to be very gentle and careful. And you know me, that gentle and careful isn't always my middle name. So there we have, isn't that beautiful? This is sort of soft and delicate with the dauber. So I'll show you the other one. This was done with the blending brushes. Can you see the differences? I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, but this one it's actually a little bit crisper. This one is a little bit, I'm going to say fuzzier, and it's because we have the texture of the sponge dauber in there. So it just depends what look you're going after. They're both lovely, and they're not entirely different, but they are slightly different. Okay, so let's see, how are we doing for time? Oh, we have a couple more minutes, I'm going to say. So this is Lemon Lolly, and I thought this would just make a nice backdrop for our card. We'll finish off one of these anyway. So this just fits onto a card base, and then the plan is to put a sentiment up here. I think that will work. We'll probably go right to the edges as much as we can with this. I think I will stamp. Do I want Gorgeous Grape or Highland Heather? Maybe Highland Heather will be dark enough. So Highland Heather ink, and I'm going back. I'm going to use I'm going to test tomorrow's sentiment. Okay, and somewhere in here, I think I might have foam mat. Yes, I do. We're using these this morning at Card Club. A couple of the ladies, most of the ladies, well, they have their own basic toolkit, but one lady said she couldn't believe she forgot to pack it. So I pulled out mine for her and it was all fine, but okay. That right on there. That can be dark enough. I think that'll show up okay. Now the dies for this have they cut just a piece of those masks, both the some greenery and the single large rose, but they also have a couple other leaf things that you could just cut as well. So we could add in some additional greenery if we wanted, but for now, I think we're just gonna go with this. So, I think, is that gonna look okay? I'm wondering if it should be darker. I have a second one here because I was thinking I might get both cards put together, but I don't really have time for that. But I'm thinking let's stamp with maybe even Blackberry Bliss. We used Blackberry Bliss at the retreat, and it was like, oh yes, it's such a lovely color. And there was one woman fell in love with it, and she's like, I have to have this. I must order this ink pad. So turned out to be one of the people that won the Toonie draw. So she had a shopping spree, so she was able to get it. And it wasn't even, oh, do you like the Highland Heather? Okay, well, now we will have a choice. Now you're going to have to decide which way to go, Barb. Because I've done a second one. And it does look kind of dark, so we'll see. So there's Blackberry Bliss. There is Highland Heather. It looks like my ink pad needs a little bit of re-inking there. It might have been okay if it had been a little bit darker. But when you do all this blending and everything, it uses ink. So I might have been in a little bit lighter part of my ink pad. I'm gonna go with the Blackberry Bliss, actually. And I didn't do any layers for this, so I don't know whether I want to glue it all down or whether we want to pop it up on dimensionals. We want a little bit of pop going on there. I think we're going to glue this one down. We will, of course, pop up the sentiment, but a lot of little nooks and crannies here to put the glue on. Oh. Right down there. Hey. So what do you think of the masks, Barb? Do you think we should do that at our next retreat? An upcoming event? There's a couple other masks. I don't have them all. Stampin' Up! Has brought out a few lately. There was some with trees that were just stunning with the tree detail. I did not get those, but they were lovely too. There's so many lovely things. We have to make some choices. So, you're in for creating with masks. Okay, good to know. Okay, so we're just going to put this, right? I'm going to keep it fairly high and fairly close to this edge so that we don't cover up too much of the flower. Then I think we will go into one of these containers as one of these. There we go. Look, all sorts of lovely purple gems. So we've got Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, and Berry Burst in here. I think those are the Gorgeous Grape. I don't know that it matters. They're purple. They will coordinate. I don't think we want the pink, the Berry Burst, but we'll just use these, eh? You know what? I love purple roses too. The night MSH proposed to me, he gave me Highland Heather roses. So that of course had to be one of my wedding colors. And then the other one was Blackberry Bliss. And my dress, as it turned out, was Blackberry Bliss. So it all came together. There we go. Look at that. So pretty, like just tons of texture and layers with these, and super easy because you know, no particular coloring talent was required. The masks just, they do it all for you. So those gems out of there. So there we go. Okay, let me stick these back in the container so they're not flying all over the craft studio, getting lost. And you know, gems are almost as bad as glitter for being everywhere. But alrighty, what am I looking for? This button here. There we go. There, and I'm back. So that is masks, and using it to create beautiful cards. I'm going to go back and make the second one at some point too, because that's just lovely as well. But I do like it on the lemon lolly. I was thinking I could, you know, what color do I put it on? Do I put it on Highland Heather, keep it the same? And I thought, no, let's use a different color. And I think the lemon lolly works. So there we go. You love it. Well, thank you, Barbara. I'm glad you like it. And we will have to play with masks at a future event. Yes. Okay. So I will be back tomorrow evening. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll here and it's not wanting to move, but we'll just give up on the moving. I will be back tomorrow at 7 for Connie's Craft Along. I have not posted the picture with the bits and pieces to cut for that yet. It's going out shortly, and you know, it's going to have a piece of white for a sentiment, and you even know what my sentiment's going to say. So join me tomorrow night. I have a fancy fold. It's not a difficult one. We will make it together. I'll give you all the measurements to cut beforehand, and then we will craft together at 7 o'clock. Okay. Take care, everyone. Hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.